long time since I put up something, and I just want to say, guys, I've been so busy. Like, work has been so busy, so that's why I've been like not posting anything. But I said, you know what, let me just go out here and tell them the story. So today we're doing story time, and please don't mind, my nails are a mess. As you can see, no nails. But we're here, and yeah, let's have some fun. Guys, the weather is crazy. It's like it doesn't know what to do. It's cold today, it's hot today, it's like just all over the place. So as you can see, from first of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yolanda. If you're new here, hi, nice to meet you. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and share, got some support. So, as I earlier mentioned, we're going to do story time, and as you can see from my description, it's quite a funny story, but it happens to me, so I'm sure it has happened to a lot of you other guys. So the question is, what did you learn from it? What did you learn from that situation? So this is how my story goes. I met this guy in university when I began in my first year. So we actually met in one of our classes, big class, and we were like a lot of students in that class. It was one of those courses that had so many students. And the university we met, he sat next to me, and he sat with so much force, and I looked there, I'm like, and I continued doing whatever I was doing. I always had headsets when I was in first year. I didn't really have any close friends, so I would just hang out with anybody that I would hang out with, basically. And so most of the times I was in headsets, and I was in class before the lecturer comes. When the lecturer goes, I'll go back in headsets, and as well, I used to move a lot from staying on campus to staying at a boarding house to coming from a relative's home. So everything was just like crazy. So I met this guy, we started talking. From the class, we exchanged BBM pins. Yes, guys, BBM. Oh my goodness, Blackberries were the in thing. And yeah, I fell in love. I liked him so much. So we started dating, and I remember before we started dating, I asked him if he asked me if I was single, and I told him, yeah, I'm single. Like I was single, and I asked him if he was single, and he told me, well, there's this girl that I am in a pretend relationship on social media with.
No.
Relationship. Honestly, then it kind of like made sense. I can't even remember how he explained it, but it kind of like made sense. So, I mean, when I think about it now, it's like kind of dumb that I believed that he was in this pretend relationship. And I remember saying, okay, in this pretend relationship, cool. But before we start dating, just make sure you cut off this pretend relationship. And we carried on and continued seeing each other, and like 4 months, 3 months, was it 3 months? Somewhere like 4 months. It wasn't even a long time. It was like 4 months or something. I was in the library studying, and then I got this message from a girl, and she was just like, oh, you've been calling and texting my boyfriend over and over, and I'm I'm sure you wouldn't like if that was happening to you. So I would just really appreciate it to leave my boyfriend alone. And she didn't mention like, oh, this is my boyfriend and blah 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 blah. So I was like confused. I'm like, huh? I didn't even reply to that message. I was just like, okay. I just took a screenshot and sent it to him. I didn't even say anything. Like, I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? After he told me about her, there's a little thing in my head like, did you really even like break off your pretend relationship? So, and then he just replied like, oh, how did she find out about us? Like, okay. Like, okay, so this girl is texting me that I am seeing her boyfriend, and the question is, how did she find out about us? Guys, I have never felt so stupid. I've never felt so dumb in my entire life. In that moment, I was just like, wow, okay, I'm done. And I was just like, you know what, go and continue with this girl, I am done with you. And he was just like, oh well, believe what you want to believe. You know that statement that every guy says. Trust me, if he says that, he's guilty. Because like, if you're innocent, you can go around saying believe what you want to believe. You will obviously be like, okay, explain yourself. I feel like that's, I don't know, like men's thought process might be quite different from us. But anyway, he was just like, believe what you want to believe and whatever. And I was the first guy I ever like fell in love with. He's the first guy that I gave my heart to. So just like quitting just like that was really difficult. It was so hard for me. So I did not stop talking to him. Actually, at some point I even thought, well, maybe we'll get back together, you know, maybe this gave him the chance to see that, you know what, I'm not here to like play. When I think about it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I was like 19 years old and I was expecting this guy to be serious with me. I mean, I don't know, I guess there are people who've like been together from uni and have been married and everything, but like when I think about it, it's just like I look at my young brother and I'm just like, okay, he's like 22 years old and I'm like, so somebody actually is expecting this boy to be serious with her and she's like the one and only forever until he's ready to get married. It's just very funny to think about it. Anyway, back to the story. So that happened and we kept on talking and kept on chatting and kept on like conversating. And I remember one time asking him like, oh, like, are we working on getting back together and whatever, and he would just like smile or whatever. And when we closed for the semester, I just saw he started posting another girl on his BBM story. And you know, it's very funny when I think about it now. And I remember after we became friends later on, I moved on and started dating another person, but we continued like friends, like we continued conversating. We're at the same university, so there's no way I'm not the type of person who just like holds grudges for people. I move on past it and we can actually conversate like adults. So even when we talked about it, he was just like, oh, we broke up, you were too clingy and all that kind of stuff. And so for me, it was just like, oh, actually, like, it's a lesson learned from this relationship. Like, people don't do something to jeopardize a relationship unless they want it to break. There I was thinking, oh, because I actually thought that I made a mistake because he never accepted that he was double-crossing us. Like, he always said, no, I wasn't double-crossing you. I was, you just believed what you wanted to believe. You just believed her. Later on, he actually said, no, you are the one who actually texted her. So there were like all these stories going on and I was just like confused. So for we became friends, like, it just became very clear that he just never wanted to be in that relationship. So if someone does something to jeopardize your relationship with them, just know that there's a reason behind that, and they don't want to be in that relationship, and don't force it. You know, because I thank God that he was strong enough to always say no when I try to go back, because he didn't want that relationship. It's a sad thing for someone to comprehend. It took me a long time to accept that, you know what, he's just not that into me. You know, I was so much into him, but he wasn't, just like, it wasn't reciprocating, and it's fine, because I have had people who've been into me, but I'm not into them. It's just not reciprocating. So that was the case. So you guys, like, that's what happened to me with this whole mess. This wasn't the first time a girl ever texted me or communicated with me that I was communicating with their boyfriend. This wasn't the last time. Heaven knows, the third time this happened, it was much more crazier. If you guys want me to tell you about that time, comment down below, like this post, and share it with people, because you know what, a lot of people go through this and they don't understand that you can actually learn something from these heartbreaks. It's very crazy, because but I learned that you need to really be observant with your partner. Know what they like, know what they want, know how to behave towards them. My current boyfriend right now, he loves me being clingy, being wanting. Other guys don't love that. Other guys don't want you to be clingy. They don't want to hold hands in public. They don't want to PDA. Is it called PDA? Yeah, they don't want to PDA. But I like it. He likes it. So you just have to know and be able to study your partner, so that you know what they like. I think it also helps with your relationship. So thank you so much, you guys, for staying with me. If you watch this through to the end, you're the real MVP. You deserve a prize. I put a queen and a king crown on you, honey. So thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, continue supporting your girl. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Links are down below. And I promise I'll try to upload as much as I can. It's really hard because like work is really crazy right now, but I promise to try and upload as much as I can.